Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I felt like it was time that I did a testing T.J.Maxx makeup video since there has been so many great products at the stores lately, and I wanted to test all these things on camera for you so you guys can get kind of my feel for the products and see if they're worth picking up or skipping. I have more oily skin, so something that works well for me may not work for you and vice versa. But anyways, we have a lot of products to test out here, so let's go ahead and get started. So I've been really curious about trying this Too Faced Watermelon palette. I've been on the fence if I should buy it or not, but I went ahead and got it because it smells incredible. So we'll see what I'm going to use. I'm definitely going to be using the eyeshadows. I don't know about the face palette yet because I do have some other things that I kind of want to try, but maybe we will test out the face palette too, depending. This is what the eye palette looks like. So this palette, by the way, splits apart. So you have two different palettes. So here is the shadows. As you can see, it kind of has some like neutrals. There's also some pops of green and like the pinks in there to represent a watermelon. So the very first thing I'm going to do is just use my finger and take this cream called Melon High Club and just place this all over the lid. This one personally feels really soft. Next up, we're going to use the shade Melon Me, which is this one down here. It's kind of like a taupe, and this will be our crease color. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush. This is a lighter shade, but I think it should be pretty buildable. And this brush is actually from the BH Cosmetics Opulence palette that I got at T.J.Maxx as well. It had a few brushes inside that came with the palette, and these are really nice brushes too, so definitely keep an eye on that set if you guys see it at your stores. I'm also going to dip into one in a melon and also put that in the crease. It's fun, like pinky coral. Alright, next I'm going to go into Wine and Rind Me, this deep burgundy, and place this in the outer corner. This one is a little bit of a rough kind of feeling shadow, so we'll kind of see how this goes. A lot of, I feel like, dark Too Faced colors do not blend very well in my opinion. So I'm just going to go in with this very lightly. It puts a lot of product on, so just start with like one little tap onto your brush and then just kind of work with that. First blend that all the way out and then go in with more, because I find that if you build up too much on your brush, that's when you run into problems with these shades, and they'll get a little bit patchy and a little bit harder to work with. Just wet my brush. I'm going to use Watermellow Out, this shade here, this champagne color, and put this on the lid. Has lots of shine and metallicness to it. And then we'll go ahead and blend all that together. Alright, so my thoughts on the palette so far. Like I was saying during the video, I think it is an okay palette. It's just the dark shades, they have some issues, and I already know that this one's going to be causing trouble as well. So is this a must-have? No. It's still kind of pricey at $19.99, but you can still get a really fun look out of it. I just feel like there's also not a whole lot you can do with this. You'll pretty much get very similar looks, I would feel, using this palette, but I think it does work for just an everyday look if you want to do something like this. Okay, so next we're going to do some eyeliner. So I'm using this one from Pretty Vulgar. This is just their eyeliner pencil in Yours Truly. I'm just going to line around the edges on my lower lash line and also on my upper lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and mix these two and smudge that on the lower lash line. Alright, so the eyeliner, I mean, most eyeliners usually are the same for me. It seems like it would be okay. So that is those two products. Let's move on to some face stuff. So I'm going in for foundation today with the Becca Skin Love foundation in the shade Linen, and I don't really know much about this foundation, but I'm guessing since it's called Skin Love, it's going to be like a your skin but better kind of thing. So I'm guessing it's light coverage. I'm not the biggest fan of light coverage, but I did want to try this out, so let's see how this performs. I believe Linen might be the lightest shade as well in this line, so we'll try to blend it out. It might look a little bit light. So first impressions, it does seem like it's a little bit hard to blend, surprisingly. Like, it has this thickness to it, which I wouldn't expect from like a Skin Love foundation. I thought it would be more of like kind of a water base, but yeah, it's a little hard to blend, a little thick, but I would say the coverage is more medium coverage than, and I thought it was going to be light, but I'm happy with medium, that's for sure. So we'll stop there with the Skin Love. Yeah, very different than I was expecting. I don't think, if you have dry skin, I really don't think you'll like this because it literally already feels kind of dry on the skin, and it's kind of thick, and I would say it's a medium coverage. You can almost build it up to almost a full coverage. It's kind of crazy. It didn't quite cover like these blemishes, but we'll definitely go over those with concealer, so it's not quite like a full coverage, but I don't know. We'll see how this is. For my oily skin, it might actually work. I don't hate it on me, so we'll see how it wears. I'm gonna add some concealer. So this one's actually kind of a sneak peek till tomorrow for tomorrow's video, but I did end up finding this Becca Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer there, so you guys can see this will be in my haul. But I don't have any other concealers from T.J.Maxx, so this is the one we'll be using today. So this one is in the shade Cream, and I think this should work for under the eyes. I didn't even know that they had an Ultimate Coverage Concealer, which is kind of crazy. I'm seeing if they say anything about it. It says water resistant full coverage concealer that instantly and fully camouflages under eye dark circles, blemishes, and discolorations. And it's supposed to be a long wearing formula, and it doesn't have any weird smells, so that's a good sign. Alright, so we'll just do a little bit. I feel like this is going to be really thick. I'm going to conceal these blemishes. Alright, so definitely great coverage. It almost reminds me of the like IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, because it went on like so thick, which I don't know if I'm going to like that underneath the eyes. I usually like a thinner, more like liquidy consistency. So if you guys have a lot of creases and wrinkles under there, I don't know if you'll like this. I'm going to try and melt that a little bit with my finger. But I mean, it looks okay right now, but it's definitely more that sticky kind of heavy feeling, very similar to the IT Cosmetics. I'm going to use this powder. I hope it'll work for under the eyes. I don't know if it's going to be crazy. Maybe I should just set my face with it. I don't know. We'll try it and see how it is. But this is the Do You Translucent Radiant Pearl. I'm just going to try and set my under eyes with this. Oh, that's cute. It says you're all set. Alright, so I just got a little bit on this brush. I don't want to go too crazy. I feel like I got a nice shade that would give it more of like a brightening effect, since it has a little bit of a pink undertone. As you can see, you can kind of see that highlight almost. I'm going to try and blend that in a little bit more. If you kind of shift a little bit, it almost looks like a highlighter. Like, I can definitely see the pink. I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but it definitely has a pink shift, which I'm not sure if I like that in a powder. It's kind of weird. Okay, so next I'm going to try out this Lorac bronzer. This one might be a little bit dark. It's called Beach Betty. I'm going to try and use it with a very light hand, because when I swatched it, it seemed like it's a little bit on the darker side. So I'm just going to dip in once and brush the excess off and just really try to blend this into the skin. I feel like this would be better suited for a medium skin tone. And that was just like literally one dip, and it gave that much pigment. I like the color though, because it's not like too cool. I like a little bit of that warmth, because it doesn't, I feel like it doesn't look as muddy sometimes when it has that more warmth or slightly orange, not really orange, undertone. You know what I mean. I guess I will go ahead and use this face palette here. So this blush looks pretty dark as well. I'm just gonna lightly dip into that. I can still see that pink with the powder. Oh, it's not so dark on. Okay, now it is. I feel like I always go a little bit overboard with blush, so I'm trying not to go so crazy. Just kind of do a lighter hand like that. For the highlight, I'll use this one in Dress to Chill. See how dark this is going to be. Next, from Pretty Vulgar, I'm going to use this brow pencil. This is called the Classy Broad Eyebrow Pencil. It's such a weird name. And we're going to use this to do the brows today. Hopefully, it looks like one of those thicker ones. So, hopefully this will work okay. With this one, the color like goes on really smooth. It goes on right away, which I don't know if I love that aspect, because usually with my Benefit ones, it takes a little bit like more effort to get a ton of pigment. This one's almost a little bit too pigmented, so you have to be a little bit more careful. You just spoolie them and just kind of blend all that together. The brow pencil is okay. It's not my favorite, but it'll work. I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm really picky about brow pencils. I like really fine tipped ones, not typically these like thicker ones that are kind of chunky. They just don't look as natural. Next, we'll do mascara. I'm using another Pretty Vulgar product. This one is the Faux Reals mascara. Love the packaging on this one. This one has a really nice brush. It kind of is that kind of hourglass shape. Pretty Vulgar has this one at T.J.Maxx, and there's also another one called Feathers, I think, which I didn't get that one. This one had the better reviews, but I think this is a really good mascara. Like, that made such a difference. Wow. Right, I really like that. That was a definite yes. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this Too Faced powder on my face, which I'm kind of nervous about. I won't use too much. The Too Faced powder is definitely not as bad if you just use a little bit. I think since I kind of was baking underneath the eyes, that's why I got so much of that pink tint. I mean, it definitely gives you a glow to the skin. Like, you can definitely tell. I don't know how good that's gonna look on me after a few hours. It looks really good right now, but usually after a few hours, it's like oil. I feel like it does enhance like the highlight a little bit, because it feels just like 100 times more glowy. But yeah, it just has that slight pink tint to it. But I don't know. It looks okay. I might use that maybe for filming, maybe not for like going out for a long period of time, because I think it's gonna be too shiny. So let's move on to lips, and we'll just go with the whole watermelon theme and use the Home Slice from Too Faced. Well, I guess this isn't a watermelon one, but it's kind of this pretty pinky mauve. Usually the lip products are always good at T.J.Maxx. I feel like it's hard to screw up like a lip product, in my opinion. Alright, so that is the lip. Really pretty. It's actually a lot more pigmented than I was expecting out of this gloss, but it looks really nice. So I'll go ahead and finish everything off and add even more glow with this Too Faced Hangover Watermelon Setting Spray. I do like the smell of this one. I do think it does smell a little bit like watermelon, not like crazy, but I do like it. But if you want a really good watermelon scent, I really like the one from Glow Recipe. I think that one smells more authentic. But I do think this is good, and you can use it as a primer or a setting spray. So this is the completed makeup today. I feel like it looks really nice. We are super glowy. This is just like a normal makeup I would wear. It doesn't feel like I'm using really cheap like T.J.Maxx gross makeup. It's actually pretty good. So the only things that I kind of wish I didn't purchase, I'm really still iffy on that watermelon palette. I just don't know if it was worth $19.99, honestly. I mean, we did create this pretty look, but I don't know how often, like, I would use it or if I would switch it up or get different looks out of it. I just didn't like those darker shades in there, but I think the other colors are so pretty, the lighter shades are. And the shimmers are so beautiful, but those mattes just kind of ruin it. The Becca concealer, it's not feeling as heavy as it did when I put it on, so that's not bad, but I do feel like it does enhance some of my lines around my eyes. I don't think it's like helping them any, so I'm not sure about that. I'll still try it out and maybe I'll use it as like a blemish concealer, but I don't think I'm like over the top like obsessed with that one. But other than that, I feel like everything else was pretty good. I'm pleased with the brow pencil. I guess I'm not really in love with that. I just it's okay, but I wouldn't go out and buy that and go out of your way. So that is going to be the look for today. Let me know your thoughts on these products. Most of these products you could find in T.J.Maxx stores right now at some really great prices. If you guys haven't already, you should check out my T.J.Maxx videos. I upload them every single Sunday, and I will have one up tomorrow with my finds from this week. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.